Hey, hey.
Hi, ladies.
The eyes popped out.
That's my version of Crazy Eyes, Michaela.
We might as well just go ahead.
You want to start? You want us to start with that?
I mean,
all right. Wait. Listen. Hi, Chris. Hi,
because everybody was
Hi, my
fucked
love.
up.
Welcome to another episode of Still Dope. And yes, we are getting right into it.
Might as well.
That bitch is crazy.
That bitch is psychotic. Okay.
What? I'm sorry, Shahida. But the one thing about her that is the scariest part for me is that she goes from this to this within milliseconds. Not like a build. Like what? I can't believe it doesn't build. It's bumbling over. No, she go. And the next thing you know, snap. She snaps.
She's such a child.
When she got up, oh my God, I can't. I was like, even I was like, wait, what happened? Zack is like, holy shit, yo, I don't care how immature, how he can't handle. No one could deal with her. So the patience that he has had, Zack has had, even though he has his own missteps and this, that, and the other, he doesn't really know. You can't really tell the truth all the time. And even if that's in your moment, you got to learn how to massage things. To deal with that, by the way, we haven't even seen all of it in terms of, we only see glimpses. So I can just imagine micro arguments or micro things that, because go ahead, girls.
I don't even know how to start. I mean, flipping benches, trying to tear down the pool table. I mean, the level of crazy that you asked him to leave, boo.
In front of other people. In a group setting. I mean, if you're at home and you're throwing shit, that's still crazy. But if you're doing it and not even your home and other people can hear you and see you, that's next level cuckoo.
You know what I found extremely interesting, though? How Bao was really trying to defend her. Like, she was like, well, I know what she's come and she's told me. And you could tell that she tells it so one-sided. And so Bao was trying to be fair, but she was really team Michaela. And so with all the rumors about Bao and Zack dating, it adds a little extra dynamic to that moment, you know, when she's like really talking to her and saying, you know, trying to have her work it out with Zack.
Well, Zack just wants to leave and he just wants to, no, bitch. You told him to leave. I mean, she presents a really good thing and this, that, and the other, like she's sane, but she's like, I didn't tell you to leave. And then they rewound it and they're like, bitch, then leave then.
A couple of things.
Go ahead, girl.
Just a couple of things. So I think, because I obviously the episode aired on Wednesday night, and I've been online and reading some of the comments, and a lot of people are getting in on Zack about, you know, that was stupid of him to say, we'll just get a divorce, but we'll be friends and date, whatever, and figure it out. I agree that was kind of asinine from his part, but I honestly think Zack is like we said last time about Bao, like with the whole verbal abuse thing. It's like Bao's been broken down. Zack is like walking on eggshells with her. And I think Zack was scared of her. Like, he doesn't know how this bitch is going to react. So he's like, you know what? I'm going to save face. This is just my opinion. I'm thinking that he was like, I just want to save face and get out of this unscathed and say, let's get a divorce and let's keep in contact. And if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. We'll date, whatever. I honestly think that Zack really wanted to say, bitch, I want to get to gone and I never want to see your ass again because you're crazy. And once I get this divorce, I'm free and clear and you will never see the whites of my eyes ever again. But you're right, Chris, in the fact that she goes from 0 to 360. Like they're laying in the bed and he's like, I just want to leave. And she's like, well, then go, bye. What bothers me about that is that, again, it plays into, even though we talk about her and we're like, that bitch is crazy, it plays into the trope of, here we go. She is literally a walking, living, breathing advertisement for the stereotypes of Black women of, we got attitudes, when Black men are always like, that's why I don't date Black bitches, because your bitches got attitudes and you're mouthy and you're this and you're that. She literally plays into the trope and it just disturbed me. But she crazy. She got to go.
Two things for me. On what you said about what people were saying about Zack and him saying about the whole divorce thing. If you listen, he was saying that they discussed that the night before and agreed to it. So it was nothing new. This was something that she agreed to as well, but she tried to kind of flip it the next day. And I think what she was trying to say is that even if we divorce, I'm still going to be me. And it seems to be, I'm the problem with you. You don't seem to like me. So she was really trying to get him to honestly say is, I don't want to be married to you. So she was really pushing it. So it was dumb. That was a stupid thing for them both to agree to, because she didn't want it. And that's another thing with Michaela too, is I understand that you can get into your feelings and you don't want people to know that you're hurt or whatever. But I've learned early on in a relationship, you have to say what you mean so that when things come to a head, that person can never say, well, you didn't tell me.
That's right.
So if I don't want you to fucking leave, I'm going to say, please don't leave. I don't want you to leave. I'm upset, but I don't want you to leave. And her, look, just go. All that craziness that she does.
And then when she's like, just go. She's like, just go. And then when he's like literally packing his shit and walking, what are you going? Just stay the night. Sleep. Don't go out there at night. Bitch, make up your mind. On the bed. Yeah.
Well, that was another thing too. He's in the middle of Texas.
Well, I know
at 11 o'clock at night, a black man, a dark-skinned black man in a nice BMW rolling through a Texas town. And even my man Ryan was like, yo, why don't you stay with me? Because I live 15 minutes away and I know they'd almost string you up if, he was even like, yo, are you sure you want to leave? Because I live here. And I don't know how far out of Texas, Houston you are. Because you in the country, in the Texas country.
Yeah, it seemed like they were
a black man with a BMW.
Where they were at from Houston, it was like a 2.5 hour drive. It's in the sticks of, it's rural. And when Ryan, you're right, Chris. Ryan's like, I grew up 15 minutes away from here. So that's good old boy territory over there.
Yeah, I mean, she really showed her ass. I mean, there was. And in her trying to talk to Bao, that's what really got me. It's like, and then when she called her sister, and her sister was like, you could tell she was a little exasperated on the phone, like, what's happening? What's going on? And I don't even think her sister was saying it to be mad at Zack, because she knows who she's dealing with. And you call her Hurricane K for a reason. She's crazy.
Yep. And her family didn't do her no justice. I mean, we haven't seen too much of them, but you can already tell just by this season that they've coddled her. After their father died tragically, she was young and, she's had her issues trying to deal with that. They have coddled her because she's the baby, and they didn't do her no favors, because I'm going to tell you right now, I ain't calling my sibling at 11:30 at night, come pick me up in the morning. My brother would be on the phone with me for less than 30 seconds because he'd be like, T, look at here. You married him. You going to have to deal with that motherfucker because I'm going back to bed. You figure it out. Holla. Did he hit you? That would be my brother. Did he hit you? No, you acting, you're showing your natural ass to him. Look at here, bitch. I'm going back to bed. You holler at me when you get home tomorrow.
I think
Ain't coming to
also
get you.
he's really Zach is trying.
Yes, he is.
He's trying, even though he's like, I'm not. He's really trying, though. I mean, I see him like, but yo, you can't try with that. Is next level with the producer grabbing her around the waist.
Right?
Knock it out! And just glass.
She's like,
he's
get out! Get out!
bouncing the door like this.
Oh my God, that was like the meme of the century. Bao's just like, all you see is Bao's eyes shifting. She's like,
and then closing the door like this.
And then closing the door like.
She's like, I've never seen, sir. You know that. That's next level.
Yeah,
that's next level.
Again, enough of that.
I don't know. I don't know if I don't know if Zach should have left to go home. I think he should have either, even though that's crazy, he should have slept on the couch and maybe wait till morning or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know if he, but he was like, I'm insistent on going home. I think he has that's his young vibe of like, let me get out of here as fast as I can, wherever I don't care how far I am. He should have stayed over a little bit, I think, in the morning, and then.
But Ryan, you see, that was the most animated I've seen Ryan, because Ryan kind of went in on Michaela when Michaela came outside, and Ryan's yelling at her like, I'm talking to him, and Ryan made it clear he would have stayed. He's like, we had him. We were talking to him, and he would have stayed. But then here comes Hurricane K, and she's look at the keck, and Ryan looks at her, and he's like, I'm talking to him. We're talking off the ledge and having him stay, and here you come. So of course he got in his car and left.
I didn't like the way that Ryan looked at her, though.
Huh?
What's me?
At the end, I don't like the way that Ryan looked at her when she went off. He was looking at her like, I know he wanted to say, you black.
That's
it looked
exactly.
in his eye. In his eyes, he was like, black woman crazy, like that.
And that's why I said it plays into the trope of the angry black woman with the attitude and all that. Because, yep, I picked that up too, Chris, when she walked away and went in the house and started tearing up shit. And I'm just sitting there, and Ryan looked at her, and I'm like, you know what? Ryan was well within his right to look at her like that. Because if my black ass I'd have looked at her that same way too. I'd have been like, girl.
Yeah, I didn't read it in a disrespectful way to her other than you're being fucking crazy. That's how, he had every right to look at her. I mean, they all kind of looked at her like, what the hell is happening? And really all the years that I've pretty much watched this show, I've never seen anybody have that level of anger. No. So really, you Chris?
No, I have not.
I was trying to recall, as we're talking, like, other people have been like skanky or horrible or mean or nasty, but that level of anger, it's like Pastor Cal needs to come in there and just shut it down. There's just, you can't force this young man. You can't force this young man to keep going with this. And his gut of guts is telling him, walk away. And you probably should have walked away weeks ago when she first started flaring up.
Several scenarios we have said. This is just something about this season that just unnerves me, because it's like, I get it. It's a TV show, and I get it that it's, production and editing is whatever, but we're dealing with real life here. These are people. They're real life human beings. I know, I get it. They signed up for this, but that is next, like Chris said, that is next level shit. Somebody at that point, when the producer is getting manhandled, then somebody needs to shut this shit down. At some point, when she was tossing tables, breaking, kicking the, the table tennis thing, the pool table, everything in this house that ain't yours, that the network is paying for, Somebody should have stepped in and said, cut. I would have been okay with that if
I think that's why she tackled that
and said, when she manhandled the producer woman, they should have cut the cameras immediately and should have been like,
I can say honestly, I'm glad that they didn't, because I like seeing that shit was funny.
But you know what? On a serious note, I really think she's bipolar. I think that is.
I don't know. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't diagnose. I wouldn't say that. I would say that she's got anger management issues. She's owned it. She's got abandonment issues she has not dealt with the death of her father appropriately. She should have gotten the proper therapy needed to work her through her getting over the loss of her father, because she's never going to have a healthy relationship. And when I say a healthy relationship, I'm talking friendship, professional relationships, romantic relationships, familial relationships with her family. She's never going to have solid relationships with anything or anybody if she doesn't work through that. She is just too damn volatile, and she needs to rectify that. And the fact that these so-called professionals hadn't picked up on this and talking to her, then that bitch needs to go to Hollywood. She needs to go out to LA, hang out with you, Chris, and get her fucking Academy Award. Because
she ain't hang out with me.
Actress. If she duped all three of them professionals, she needs to go out there and get herself.
But you can't see. You can't see how someone's going to act in a situation. You can't predict.
She talks a good game.
She did. Yes. She had
does.
Us all.
Look how she changed with Bao. I mean,
and they knew, and remember how she changed with Bao, and Bao knows that she's kind of crazy, and she still was like, oh, okay, on her side. You know what I mean?
I can see her point, and thinking it's a communication thing. And one more thing about Zack, when he was packing his stuff up, stop fucking talking. Learn to shut the fuck up and leave.
Thank you.
He does too. I mean, we don't need a play-by-play. We don't need color commentary. We just need you to go, because nothing you say is going to get to her at that moment. He talks too much. He tries to reason. You can't reason with crazy.
And lastly, what bothered me again, because again, it was like, if this was roles reversed, the internet would have exploded. When he was talking and she said, "Shut the fuck up," she's like, "Shut the fuck up, Jack."
And let me talk.
Was like, I had to rewind that shit. I had to rewind that shit several times, because I was like, did I just hear what the fuck she just came out her mouth? She's like, "Shut the fuck up, Zack." And he just looked at her, and I'm saying to myself, now had he did that shit to your crazy ass while you was flipping off, and he said, "Shut the fuck up," and it would have been a whole nother thing.
A whole nother.
It was like when Jose told Rachel to get the fuck out. It would have been like that moment.
Yep.
So
listen, all I'm going to say with them two is, again, another zero. And next week's episode needs to, I don't want next week's episode to come on and these two are in that apartment trying to have some sort of dialogue. No, this has gone too far. When they show Zack and Michaela, it needs to be Zack, Michaela, and sitting in the chair, Pastor Cal, Dr. Pepper, or whoever, that other crazy bitch. What's her name? I can't never remember that bitch's name.
Dr. Viviana.
One of them three has to be sitting in between them and literally going in hard and saying, we're done here. We're not even going to discuss this. This isn't even up for debate or discussion. We're getting you guys are getting a divorce. There's only 12 days till decision day. This clearly isn't working. It's time to move on. Let's cut this loss and move on.
They won't do that.
It's good TV.
Yeah, absolutely. They definitely manipulate the situation. And I'm going to have to go with zero too, because I don't think they're going to make it to the couch.
Oh, they're done. And if they ain't done, if they ain't done, Shahida, then Jesus, I have no life, because I'm like, damn.
Yeah, there's no way Zack is going to say yes.
Absolutely not.
And I think she would say there's a 20% chance she still wants it.
She
She
does,
just doesn't. She just doesn't. She's just crazy.
but she knows
So
that he
that's
doesn't.
why I'm giving him a 0. There's no way he's going
Yeah.
to get it. But I'll give her a 30. So I'm gonna say for the two of them, 15.
I think the reason why she definitely will say no or not even make it to the couch is because, again, she does not like rejection, and she knows that he's already rejected her. So she thinks she's saving face, but she's actually making herself look a million times worse.
Yeah, she
looks at it as saving face, and it's not, boo boo. It's not.
No, that's not a good look.
Oof.
0, 0, and 15. Here we go. On to the next couple. Who should we talk? I mean, we might as well go into it. We went from the fire to the couple that I can't believe has the healthiest shit for this show, has the strongest relationship. Gil and Marla. But she's still a complaining asshole bitch too.
Why is she complains about everything? Everything.
When they showed up. I've never seen a group of people.
Every single thing.
The horse ride. Oh, just like it. Like, enjoy the horseback riding. I wish we could have gone longer. And she always has that stank look on her face. And I'm glad that he called her out and was like, this is getting to be too much. Like, can't you just say, I had a good time? Even if you wanted it to go longer.
And I don't understand why you couldn't go longer. I mean, you had to take the little break and sit down, but then afterwards you had to ride back. So I don't know. Some of it seems like manufactured with her, but I did hear some gossip. Read a lot of gossip about the two.
Spill it.
Apparently,
is it spoiler gossip?
I think it, like, one of his friends said that the show really fucked him up with her. So I think that they say yes. I believe that they say yes, but I don't think that they're still together.
Ooh.
Which it makes good sense, because I got to give it to him. And I was reading some comments. People are really kind of tired of him calling her a brat and saying that, they say that
she is.
But listen, they said that she has not criticized him since the very beginning. But she criticized everything else. But she doesn't criticize him. So they're saying that, they're tired of him saying that, oh, she's a brat, or oh, she's a diva. But
just because she's not criticizing
him, huh?
Yeah. Just because she's not saying about him doesn't mean she's not a brat and a diva, and we don't see everything.
Yeah.
Remember, we don't see everything. So,
and I gotta give it to her when he said to her, why can't you just say I had a good time? And she said received, and then she was like, if he tells me, then I know I can work on something. That's what Michaela should be doing. That was a mature approach to a relationship that you want. Receive.
Right. I respected her for that. Yeah. When she said that, and she's like, I am, she owned it. She had a grown ass adult moment. She's like, I am who I am, and I can't change overnight. So when he lets me know, I've received it, and I can work on that. So that way it doesn't happen in the future. I respected that, but it's still too much. Like, she is just a fucking negative goddamn Nelly. I'm sick of it. And people complaining about him, complaining about her. And she hasn't said nothing about him. She has no reason to say anything negative to him about him because he's been all in this whole time. And he's been a decent dude this whole time with her.
You know what I'm disappointed with is I think they focused a lot on like other couples, but we haven't really seen much in their like day to day. Like, you know, he's a fireman. Like, how, you know, how's his hours working? We saw her a little bit with the dog or whatever, but as far as like them cooking dinner or eating dinner, we haven't really seen moments of them and how they get along. So I feel like they've gotten kind of gypped because all the other stuff.
But do you think they got gypped, or do you think it's her? Because it's leading me to believe that she really doesn't want her business out there like that.
No,
like she's
because as far as the show goes, they're gonna film you. That's what you signed up for. So if you have interesting stuff, they're gonna film it regardless. But I think there's so much. I mean, they probably have filmed them, but they're being cut. We don't see them because there's more drama with Bao and Johnny.
Everybody else,
yes,
you know, everyone else.
I agree. But I mean, just looking at their body language when they show them, it's clear that they're affectionate towards each other, and they
I think so
have feelings for each other.
Yeah, she's into him.
Yeah, she's there. I mean, they're both into each other. But I would agree with you that it's just, you know, who wants to watch that, you know, boring ass shit when you've got fireworks over here.
But no, I would want to see them interact because she's so, I want to know more about what makes him stay.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah. I mean.
Well, I think honestly, what makes him stay, I think, is he's the type of person like, this is what I've signed up for. You know, this is what, you know, he's that type of dude. They'd be like, okay, well, this is my wife. Let me see what I'm dealing with my wife. And she's good looking. She's kind of all the things that I kind of want. She's just a brat, and let me see what I can deal with. He's been pretty consistent the whole time of like, he's in it, he's working in it, he's expressing himself, all that kind of stuff. So
agreed. So I give them, I'm going to stick with what I gave them the last time. What did I say? Like 95%?
Yeah.
I'm going to stick with that. I think they're the only couple that's going to stay married at this point.
I was at 93 last week, right?
94.
All right, so I'm 94 and a half.
And a half.
I'll be 90. I'll be 95.
95.
No, I'll stick with 94. I'm gonna stick 94? With 194. Yeah. There's this much chance. Too. This much chance he's gonna be like, bitch, shut the fuck up with all your complaining. And it's gonna be a point when it's gonna be like, I've asked you not to do it before, but you're always complaining about everything. Who's the one person that would want to leave early? Well, that would be me in the game.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, we know who that is.
That's funny.
Well,
I don't think he'll because we're so close to decision day. So I think that if when he has his breaking point, I hope, because that would be epic. I hope that it's on that couch when she's sitting there smug, thinking that, you know, he's going to say yes. And he's going to be like, you know what? I can't, because this entire time I had a conversation with you about it. This whole princess diva thing has run its course, and I can't be with somebody for the long haul for the rest of my life with that. And I hope he gets his juicy booty up and walks the fuck out, because I want to see that big, giant, juicy booty walk out of her life, because he's got a nice ass.
I haven't even seen it.
Oh, girl, when he was riding that horse, I was like, hey, now, look at that juicy booty on that horse.
You know what I found was funny? When all the women were complaining, and she was just sitting on that couch like this.
Ooh, her eyeballs were shifting like, damn. What she should have did, if she was a good bitch, which I would have done, if I was Merla, I would have got my ass up after that conversation, and I'd have grabbed my gill, and we would have went to the room, and I would have broken his back and been like, I'm going to act a fool. I'm going to act like, I'm going to be like, I'm sorry. Huh?
when all the women were in the living room and they were on the couch and they were talking about like their relationships, and Ba was doing most of the talking, her and
Brett,
and Merla was just on the couch with her blanket and she was just like just listening.
Yeah.
Then she had nothing to say.
Yeah, she had nothing to say because she knew she got a good one. And what she should have done, like I said, if that were me, I would have gotten myself up after that conversation and went and found my husband. And I'd have been like, let's go to the bedroom real quick. And I'd have broken his back and been like, if I ever get sassy mouth again or do Debbie Downer, just give me the look. All you got to do is give me that look and be like, bitch. And I'd be like,
definitely tries. She does. I see her putting in the effort. I gotta respect her for that.
I respect her for that. I give her kudos for that.
What did you all think about Rachel and Jose? Because
I just don't like him. I don't trust him. I don't. He's fake. He's like, I don't like him at all. I think there's something with him. I don't know what it is.
There's a smugness about him and a fakeness about him that I just don't like. He's that dude that like, he reminds me of the people that like put up airs. You know what I mean? Like, he's just not real at all. Like, he's out and he's showing his best. He's putting his best foot forward, knowing good goddamn well that ain't the real him. He's just a powder phoniness. Yeah.
Like, he simmers on stuff, and you know, I mean, I think they're gonna make it. She's into him.
Oh yeah.
And I think all the warning signs that she has gotten, she's brushed away. I'm glad she speaks up more for herself, and you know, she mentioned that. But yeah, there's just something about him that makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah. I think they'll make it. I think they'll make it. They'll say yes on decision day. But I don't think they'll last a year.
No, I don't think so either. I really don't. I would be surprised if they did.
I'd be stunned.
More because of her bending than anything, you know. Yeah, he's so fake. It is. It's just
and he's just too like grab assy. I mean, I can see it. I'm sorry, I'm just not into that. And maybe it's just me. That whole like, he's always, when he's sitting next to her, he's always like, he's got his hand on her arm or her shoulder, her leg. And every time she says something that he likes or does something that he's got to lean in and give her a kiss. Get off me, man. Give me my space.
Well, she likes that.
She likes that.
See, again, that's why I said it must be me, because I watch that and I get nauseated. I see it and I'm just like, I can't do that. I can't have somebody on my ass like that.
Yeah, no, she definitely likes it. I think like, I don't mind PDA from other couples, but I think it's way too much with them too. I mean, they do like a full throat down. That's unnecessary at the fucking table. I'm eating.
And those are the kind of people that I look at when they're all like, those are the kind of couples that are like, oh, I'm so in love. We're great. We're this, we're that. Everything's so perfect. Where I'm looking at them like, really? Because you know good goddamn well you probably go home and beat the shit out of each other and hate each other's guts. But now you come out in front of the public and it's all, he's the best. I just love him. I just love her. Oh, I'm going to shove my tongue down your throat and rub you down and do it. Nah, we're good here.
So last week you gave them a 70. I gave them an 82. Chris, you gave them an 88.
I'm going to stick with I'm
going to go up. I'm going to say 90.
I'm going up. I'm going up to 85.
Okay.
I said 70.
I'll go 89. I'll go up one more.
89.
89.
And you said 85?
Yes.
I'm going to go up to 90. Okay. I mean, I had 82 before. I don't feel like that's a huge difference, but all right. How about Brett and Ryan? Can I say one thing? I say one thing?
Please.
Brett started treating Ryan the way he treats her, and he freaked the fuck out.
That part. First of all, fuck a fucking Brett, because I have no respect for Brett after last episode when Pastor Cal told her, just ask him, when did you check out of this marriage? And she didn't have the nutsack to ask him. or to say it to him. That shit should have been ended. So for now, I mean, okay, I'm happy that she's now treating him the way that he treated her, but she didn't have to go there. Last week, she should have said to him, when did you check out of this marriage? He'd have shut the fuck down. He wouldn't have said shit. She would have had him.
I get where she's coming from too. I don't agree with her,
He
but
didn't have the balls.
whenever she starts to get a little real with him, his attitude completely, he's like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. He completely shuts down. And in that car ride, when she started telling him about that conversation with his sister, he was highly upset, you know, in that moment. And like she said,
because he didn't want his sister, because his sister had kind of
put him out there, threw him under the bus.
And who knows you better than your damn sister? You know what I'm saying? Outside of your parent. I mean, of course, you know, when she was like, you know, your sister's like, maybe why would your sister say maybe his attention is elsewhere with someone else? She knows who that someone else is. And that's why his ass was upset. Because, you know, he was like, his face, when I was watching his face, his whole face was like, his brain, he's saying to himself, oh, when I talk to that bitch,
yes, exactly.
I'm going to get in my sister's ass. When I see that bitch, I'm going to get in her ass. That's the look that he had on his face.
And I think Brett has really accepted. I mean, yeah, you all might laugh. You all might have like a good conversation, but he doesn't touch you at all. No. He doesn't touch her arm. He doesn't touch. I touch my friends. He doesn't have any physical touch with her. I've never seen him touch her.
No. During the honeymoon.
Yeah.
Like the wedding and the honeymoon.
He was trying to get some booty. That's why
he was touching. He was like on her leg, you know, rubbing her back and, you know, rubbing her knee and stuff like that. After that, it went on lockdown. When they got back to Houston, it was on lockdown. It was also nervy of him, which I give Brett respect on this one, when he was like, oh, we're going to sleep in the same bed. And she was like, say what now? No, we ain't.
Right. I mean, I wish she would have, well, she did call him out kind of, but if he had said, I don't think he relayed to her, I'm going to really try to work on this. It was after the fact.
He said that.
He should have said in the beginning, hey, I'm really looking forward to us going, like before they left. Yeah. I'm looking forward to us going together and starting anew and really working harder and that kind of stuff. But she was like, I'm sorry, excuse me? Like, she's done. She's like, she knows he's fucking somebody else or occupied.
And he said she was done, but he also said that he wished he had told her before they went. Just like you said, Chris, he wished he had told her that he wanted to work and he was going to put more action into it.
Yeah. At the end, when they went to that little ranch on their way home and they had the discussion, I was a little bit hopeful for them. So obviously in the beginning, I was like, oh, Brett is done. Like she's just going through the motions right now. But at the end, I was like, okay. Because I think that she really has feelings for him. But I think she's just checked out. Like she's protecting herself and her heart and her feelings. So, but I think that if he opens up to her a little bit more, I think she'll be okay with him. But again, I don't think this is gonna work.
After the sister talk and she told him she's distracted, she was like, oh, that's it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think she really she's done.
It's not me. Mm-hmm. Because she kept thinking it's me. It's me doesn't like. It's me. What can I do? Now, oh, it's another bitch? Well, fuck you. Mm-hmm. It's not me. It's fuck you. Not fuck me. Fuck you.
But another thing too, which is like, I think she needs to, I hope she's replaying this in her head. Her dog died. He couldn't even give her a hug. That we saw, like maybe he did in private when the camera, but I think that would be something that they would show. And he even said, he's sitting all the way over there. I wish I could express some kind of empathy for her and
Then
give
hug
her.
the bitch. Exactly. It's your wife.
How could
I
you?
wish I could have. You
Or
can
just
still
a
do it.
human being. How could you
Right.
not? For a human
Right.
being, it's like he doesn't want to, because one, I think two, what Chris and you both are saying, there's somebody else. So to even give her that hug, I think he feels in his head he's betraying that other relationship. I'm only guessing.
Jesus.
How could you not hug your wife when she's upset? He gives her
didn't
nothing.
even hug her the day that the dog died on their 1 month anniversary, and they were in the movie theater, and he vocalized it saying that he didn't think she was going to come because the dog died, and he's had a pet that has died, and he's like, I was devastated, and she showed up. And the fact that he was impressed that she showed up, but he just sat in that chair and watched their wedding video like he was with his bestie watching a video of some other people's wedding, not his own.
Would he be that cut off from his bestie? That's what I'm saying. I mean, there's nothing he gives her. And I mean, and then the fact I like, I'm not even a dog person, but if you're telling me I gotta go put my dog down, I'm not going to the damn gym. I'm not going to the gym. I'm going with you. He didn't even go with her.
Right.
And it wasn't like, oh, you were going to work. You went to the gym, sir. You went to the gym. It's horrible.
Yep. No, I agree with you, Shahida, that there is possibly someone else. And by him showing her any physical affection is going to be like he's cheating on
the other person.
The other person.
Whoever the person is.
Yep.
That's when he went away for 3 days.
That would be sad.
Yep. Again, just be a man about it. Again, we are all adults here. Look, you got married at first sight. They matched you with the person that they thought was going to be perfect for you or be your match. It ain't working out. You got eyes for someone else. I'm like Gil said, say what you mean and mean what you say. Just fucking own up. Yeah, my feelings will be hurt. Don't get it twisted. If I like you and we're married or in a relationship and you come at me and say, it's not you, it's me. I'm just not feeling it with you. I don't feel it for you, but I have to move on. I'm going to respect you on that. I'm okay with that. I'll be hurt, of course, that my ego will be crushed, whatever. But I would rather you do that than string me along.
And I
don't. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
No, he doesn't want to hurt anybody's feelings. He wants to be the nice guy. He doesn't want to hurt her feelings, even though it's obviously he doesn't like her. But he doesn't want to say, hey, if he had come with her and say, hey, look, you're a great girl, you're attractive, you're just not my type. I'm sorry, but I'm just, not that I'm not into you. I just, I'm not into you, but I don't think it's, we can be friends and this and the other. At least give her the relief of like, the marriage ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
I
think too, what I'm saying, if there's not another woman, he has an idea of the woman he wants and he doesn't want to give that up. So he's holding on to that fantasy like a petulant child. He's holding on to that. So even if there isn't another woman, he's already in his head saying, you know what? I don't want her. I'm not physically attracted to her. This is not the type of person. And he's like fucking Chris and all of Atlanta. This is what you give me. I get those vibes from him. Like he's just like, yes, I want what I want. That's it. Right. And so he's not moving off of that. So even if there's not another woman, it's his idea of a woman. So he won't get close to her because he wants what he wants.
Yes.
Right. 100 on that. I give them, I can't remember what I gave them. I think I gave them a 0 too.
She's done.
Yeah, you did.
I gave them a 0. I think it was Brett and Ryan and Michaela and Zack that aren't even going to make it to the couch. I'm sticking with my guns. I don't think they're going to make 0. I'm giving them a 0. I don't think they'll even make it to decision day.
I gave them a 20. Chris, you gave them an 8.
An 8?
Yeah. They're at a 6 now.
Hey, Chris.
I'll go with 5. I'll go with 5. I really think that the main thing I think that she kind of really said to me that lets me know she knows that he has no attraction to her whatsoever, and that hurts her. And I don't blame her. I would be hurt too that you can't even touch me. He has no attraction. So I'm gonna give them a 5.
But just communicate it. I mean, everybody has a type. That doesn't mean that Brett's ugly. I mean, that doesn't mean that she's ugly. That doesn't mean you're ugly. That doesn't mean I'm ugly. That doesn't mean that Chris is not handsome. It just means that we could be. I've been there. I mean, we're of a certain age. I've met people that I was interested in and had feelings for, but I just wasn't their type. It's very simple. All you got to do is just say, no, and I've met guys that I'm like, they probably would treat me like the queen that I am, but they just don't do it for me. I could be best friends with them, but I just can't have a romantic relationship with them because they're not my type.
He can't even do that though. He's really cut off.
Yeah.
Really cut off. He's so. All right, Johnny.
But he hasn't even, by the way, he hasn't even tried. He doesn't really try though. I don't think he really
doesn't.
I mean,
he's
from the beginning, he's been like, nah, she's not my type. I'm not gonna, she's not fucking me, first of all. Because remember early on, he was trying to get them panties from his wife.
There was an episode or two after they got back where she was really kind of warming up to it, and then
she was wanting him.
Off. Remember, they were on the couch, and she was just like, "I'm feeling some type of way," and I thought something was gonna happen, and he wasn't into her.
Oh yeah, her coochie was twinking. She was looking at him, and she's like, "Oh, that workout and them arms, them biceps and shit." She was like, "Mm-hmm."
That was the last time you saw him touch her, because he was rubbing her legs on the couch that day. And that's the last time that I can remember him actually physically touching her.
And that's when
in a sexual way. So what happened? What happened where it goes, well, at least you could touch. And then he kept saying on the honeymoon, I think it'll be better once we have that physical connection. But then you turned it down. What happened? Maybe that's when the other woman came out.
I don't know if he turned it. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think if she had sex in the past year, in the past 5 months or whatever, remember she hadn't had sex in 2.5 years.
Yeah.
So she's not trying to give it away unless it's like he's into me.
She was that night though.
She was. So he had a chance, but he was like on the new. Remember on New Year's on the newlywed night, he was like, yeah. Remember I think he got on the bed and almost naked. He was like this.
He just had his shorts on.
Yeah, and she was like, "Damn, you like slow down there, cowboy."
I also think that part of the boner killer for him was the fact that she's a slob.
Oh God!
I mean, because that shit was a little bit much. That would have freaked me out.
But let me ask you, because I was wondering about that too, Tanya, because was she a slob when they were sharing the same bed together, or was it after he left the bedroom? Because remember, it's her bathroom and her bedroom that's a mess, but he's not sleeping in there with her.
I think on the honeymoon, she had her shit everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
On the honeymoon,
she's just a slobby.
You can't hide that.
No.
Even on honeymoon, you can't hide if you a slob like that. And you have a limited space and you're on your honeymoon and you're throwing stuff all over trying to get ready for stuff. I think he saw that early on and going, ooh.
That's a turnoff. That is a turnoff. But again, Ryan, open your mouth. All he had to do was communicate it to her. She is who she is. If he's not saying anything to her, then she's like, well, then that's okay. He ain't got no problem with that. I'm just gonna keep doing what I do and throwing my shit around.
You probably can't read his expression because it never changes.
It never changes.
Because,
I mean, that's right.
You can look at
him like all the time.
He's like
dead eyes. Like the only time I've seen him actually have some action in his swag was when he was yelling at Michaela.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's the only time I was like, oh, it's alive.
It was still kind of deadpan, but it was more animated than we've seen him.
So I'm telling her. I was like, oh.
Yeah, when he said that, yes, I was like, oh, go ahead, Ryan.
I like Val trying to like be everybody's kind of like confident. She's like, yeah, my relationship's really fucked up, but let's work on yours. And
if the love is there, remember when she was telling Michaela, if the love is there, you can make it work. And I'm just like, bitch, you about to suck her man's ding ding very soon. If the internet is right, you know.
I keep seeing
Zack in her bed now.
Stuff. I saw Michaela's page where she said she actually wished him. Well, she didn't say their names or anything, but she said, you know, she said she's a totally different person than when she shot that film, when she shot those episodes. And I'm like, unless you was in some serious therapy for a year, I do not believe you're a different person. Nope. And then she said that, you know, for the people on the cast, I wish them all the best, you know, and it read like she was referring to those two. I don't know. So that would be very interesting because I just don't see them as a couple. I feel like Val is just too mature for him.
No, but
I think Val's too rigid for him.
But I think that's what he needs. I think that's what he wants. He wants a quiet, submissive type of woman.
No, I don't think so. I honestly think if Michaela was sane or acted right and danced with him at the fucking salsa thing and didn't go off on stuff, I think he would have been okay. And when he says, I knew marriage would be hard, but marriage with you is hard.
Yeah.
That was key.
Yeah.
Because, yes, marriage is hard. And, yes, I believe that he would work in a marriage, but being married to that's a whole other ball game.
The way you
ain't running a sprint, but you ain't running a sprint, brother. You running a marathon. You ain't running 8 miles. Yeah, if you have a marriage, that means that you're going to have to train for running a half marathon, like 10, 12 months.
Listen to me.
No, she's like, no, you're going to run for 6 hours. And my feet are going to be, your nipples are going to be bleeding after you run with me because it's going to be cold and you're going to be rubbing up against and your feet are going to. He's like, I don't want to run a marathon. He wants to run a marathon.
That was one of the realest fucking lines I've heard on reality TV ever. When he was like, I know that marriage is hard, but when he was like, marriage with you. I was like, thank you.
But I rewound it and I watched her eyes and watched her taking it all in. And then she, oh my gosh, she snapped.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, he was like, what's going on?
And all he does is say, see, this is what I'm talking about. All he has to do is sit back. And like I said before last week, I think I think that Zack talks too much. So he talks himself into these situations too.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just like, if you could just, you can't reason with her. And I commend you for trying to reason and have these conversations and talk to her like an adult, but that's not who she is. She's not there. No. So him talking and then seeing her act, he's just like, there you go.
He knows I have abandonment issues. Then why are you telling him to leave?
I know we shouldn't be going back to them, but again, you know what? I am tired of hearing about her dad. I am tired of hearing about her abandonment issues. You are over 30 now. And if you know you have these issues and you've done nothing but think that you want to get married to fix them, the problem is you, sweetheart. It's you.
Right.
I'm tired of hearing about your dad. I'm tired of it.
So Johnny and Val. You know what really makes me sad about the whole thing is I really like Johnny. I liked him.
I liked him.
I don't like him anymore.
Liked ED.
I don't like him anymore.
I don't
like his whole
at all.
I think he's I think he's arrogant. I think he's
No,
entitled.
he's not arrogant. He's a classic verbal abuser. Let's
But he's
call
also
him what
arrogant,
he
though.
is. He
No, but
is
he's
a verbal abuser.
he
When
thinks
he
he's the
said,
shit.
when he
He
got to
could
the
be
retreat,
both,
and
Tanya.
he
He could be
said,
both.
He can be, yeah, he can be
Yeah.
both. He thinks he's the cat's meow, so to speak.
and I don't know who the fuck told him that he was the kitty's titties, because he is not. He's about $1.05 soaking wet. Nothing. He has nothing.
But he has
when he
issues
made
just
that
like
statement,
Michaela.
yeah, when he made that statement about, I'm going to do my best to stay as far away from,
Oh,
hi, Princy Poo. Hi, Princy Poo.
So
When he
yeah,
said, I'm gonna do the most to stay away from Bao this entire weekend, I'm like, then why did you go? Like, again,
he's
why are we
nasty.
here?
He's so nasty.
Why are we here? If you are doing the most to stay away from her, then man up, motherfucker, and say, Bao, I can't do this anymore. I gotta walk. I'm not waiting until the couch. I got to walk away now.
or say I'm gonna sleep. Because they share this. Did they share the same bed? No, she got her own room.
No, they went two
Yeah,
totally
she
different
stayed. Yeah,
rooms.
her and Ryan Brett stayed in their own rooms.
Right.
And the thing with Bao, like he even said, and this, when you say that Bao is rigid, there is some rigidness to her, but she's willing to try.
Oh, I agree. I agree with that. I'm saying for Zack, she's too rigid. For Zack.
But because she's willing to try, even though I don't see them as a couple, I can actually see it because she's willing to go outside her comfort zone. Yeah. I still don't see them as a couple, but I can see her saying, you know what? I can go outside my comfort zone and try this. And even Johnny admitted, then he said stuff like he admires her ability to just have fun. Yeah. That's what we thought you were, sir. But all of a sudden, no, you're not. You're whiny like Merla. You're a big petulant child like Michaela. You have these inner issues that you expect somebody to go out of their way, and Bao has gone out of her way, but you don't even acknowledge how much she does for you. He's so selfish and arrogant, and yes, he is a verbal abuser. I think that especially the verbal abusing stuff, he really tries to attack her character and break her down,
and he broke her down. He broke her down because in the beginning of the episode, my heart sunk because she was just sitting there and you could just, her whole body language said it all. She was sitting at the table and she was like kind of slunched, like hunched over, and her face was just sunken and sullen. And I'm just like,
I think she's pissed. I don't feel that she's broken. I think she's pissed.
Yeah.
Because I feel like she's saying, yeah, I feel like she's saying, look at all I've done. Look at, and she even said it. There were things that she accepted that her younger self would not have accepted.
I agree.
She really tried.
She owned that. Yeah,
she really tried with him. And I don't think she's broken. I think she's just pissed off. Like, I gave you more than I have given other men. I have let my guard down more than I have with other men, and this is how you behave.
Yeah, I think disappointed in herself for accepting that bullshit.
Exactly.
Because she obviously she talked about it. Again, another one that constantly talks about her parents and their fucked up marriage or whatever the fuck, and her fucked up lifestyle that she was raised up in. Enough of that already.
What I honestly think she's really upset about, this is I think the real true thing about it is she's upset about is if Johnny was mature, they'd be together forever.
Yeah.
She really saw this person's going to take a lot of work, but this is the type of person, same ethnicity, same goals, same OCD. This is the type of person that I could change, work, and build something with. And I think the fantasy of it that looks like a reality, because you're actually married now. It's a reality. It's right there. And he's like, yeah. And she's like, really? I think she's more upset over the fact of like, it could be so good.
Yeah.
it could be so good, and it should be so good, but it's not, and it's not going to be. And I think she's more disappointed in not even herself, but even in just in him, really, in the whole situation.
Yeah, I can see that. I definitely can see that, because that's frustrating to know that you can have everything that you want
there.
Yes. And it's right there, and then this guy is acting like a boy.
Says, I'm not attracted to you. You're not sexy. I fucked you, but I guess I don't want to fuck you anymore. You're this. You snore.
There's a reason why. Remember when he said to her, there's a reason why 10 years ago, like, we went out on a date, and that shit had me,
because I wasn't attracted to you.
When he's like, there's a reason why I took you out on that one date, and we went out that one time, and you never heard from me again.
And when he says it with such venom. It's dripping out of his mouth. He's a horrible person. He's actually worse than Michaela, in my opinion. I think he's worse than her. Yeah, worse than Chris.
Oh, agreed.
He's mean and nasty.
He's just a mean, nasty fuck, and I don't like that.
And I bet you, if we would have go back and talk to other women, that's exactly how their relationships ended. With him being super, super nice, super, super cool, hanging out, laughing, and then the flip. I don't like
There's one thing about her, I don't like her. She's out.
Yep, she's out. And that's why he's never going to have
a
healthy relationship.
He got to make sure he tells you what he doesn't like first. That's the type of person he is.
Yep.
He ain't trying to step up himself. He's not even, no. Man, I'm really disappointed. Because I'm really disappointed.
They were the couple. They were, and it was from the very beginning. There was something I always liked Bao, but there was something about him that I just could not connect with. Even though I kept saying I would hang out with him, he seemed like fun, but them as a couple, something was throwing me off, and I honestly didn't think he was that nasty though. I wouldn't have at the very beginning of the season. I would not have thought that he was as cruel as he is. Because there's no reason to be cruel to someone like that.
Not at all.
No, I was thrown for a loop because when I will say, and I've said it before, that wedding of theirs was one of the best weddings I've ever seen on that show.
Love that fucking wedding.
Guys, I love their wedding. I love the how incorporating their culture, the tea ceremony. I loved all of that, and I just knew. I was so adamant that these two were going to make it. Like, these two were going to be the poster child for Married at First Sight. They were going to live forever, happy in love, bump out all these babies, have their own spinoff show. I was thinking like that. Like, this is going to be the first couple that is going to get their own Married at First Sight spinoff show. Fuck married couples cam. Give them their own show.
By the way, you guys don't watch the Unfiltered. You don't watch the Unfiltered.
I can't.
So they had Viviana was on the panel.
Oh, tell us.
With Ryan and Zack.
What did they say?
It was the three of them, and they went through the episode talking about Michaela and Ryan was like, she was like this, that, and the other, and so they went through the whole episode. They touched on it, obviously, but they're like, well, do you think Michaela's broken? Do you think? She's like, I don't think she's broken. I really think it's not her. It's just her circumstances that she has not tried to live up to in terms of working on herself to get past it. So, yeah.
I don't know. I think they're giving her too much grace.
Yeah, they are.
Too much grace.
Well, and of course,
at least
it's unfiltered, and they can't say too much because we haven't gotten to a decision.
The good part about this episode, though, is we don't know what's happening next, because we finally saw when Michaela goes crazy.
Yeah.
In the preview, that was the crazy. So now we really can't. There's nothing to really anticipate. They're like, oh, we're waiting for Michaela to go crazy. At least we got that out of the way.
Yeah.
So
I give Johnny a 0. I give him a 0.
I just don't like Jose. Just
I don't
think. I give Johnny and Bao.
Well, I'm giving them a 0 because obviously they're not together. So I think they're done. They're gonna say no, or he's gonna check out before decision day, or when they get to the couch.
What was this? What was the score, Sheeta?
Last week, Tanya gave him a 10. I gave him a 40. You gave him a 65.
I give him a 0.
I'll go 45.
I'm gonna stick at 40 because I think that at this point it's. I don't believe that Johnny wants it. Even when he was talking to the guys, he's so disrespectful to her. It's like when he was saying, it's this childish tit for tat, and she says I said something and I say that she said something or what. No, bitch, it's really just you. It's you. She tries to communicate with you and you can't communicate like an adult.
He's an asshole. I don't like him.
I'm giving them a 40. I feel like giving them a 0.
I'm on the 0. I went from a 10 to a 0. They got a 0 for me.
I think yeah, it's 45. There's still a chance.
How many more weeks now? We have
I think we have 2 more weeks.
2 more weeks and then 2 more weeks and then the decision day. So 3 weeks before we get to the couch.
I think so. I'm not
sure the schedule at one point, but I can't.
Yeah. Well, because when the episode ended on Wednesday, it ended where it said 12 days till decision day.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say, I'm gonna agree with you that it's gonna be next week, the week after, and then that third week will be the actual decision day. And knowing Lifetime, they'll make us wait. They'll pump out the final 2 episodes, and then they'll make us wait another 2 weeks for the season finale, decision day.
And then, of course, it's the couples reunion. That's going to be interesting.
Ooh,
because when the couples reunion comes, they've all watched the episodes. They all know the shit they said behind their back. They all know the shit. I want Bao to go off. I want Brett to go off. I want Zack to be still alive because Michaela might have killed him.
My prediction for the reunion show is that all 5 couples are going to show up, and all 5 couples are not going to be married.
Really?
Or
Merla and Gil will
they're going to legally be married, but I guarantee you all 5, I'm not going to say guarantee, but my prediction is all 5 couples, they'll probably still be legally married because, divorce takes a minute, and they ain't going to be together though.
Rachel and Jose are going to be together. Merla and Gil are going to be together. Everyone else is going to be apart.
I don't think even Merla and Gil are going to be together.
I think Merla and Gil are going to be together. Not Merla and Gil. I think Jose and Rachel are going to be together. But like I said, the gossip that I heard, that I'm not sure about Merla and Gil being still together at the reunion. Because the reunion hasn't even been shot yet.
Nope. I feel that they ain't none of them couples together. I mean, legally they're together, but I feel that they're going to show up and they're going to be they'll sit next to each other, and then they'll be what's our boy's name? That brother, I forgot his name. He'll be interviewing
Kevin.
Oh yeah, Kevin something.
Yeah.
And he's going to be so what's going on? I bet you none of them couples are together. Watch. This is going to be the first in the history of Married at First Sight.
No, they
5 for 5. None of them are going to be
together. Rachel and Jose are going to be together. After all the shit, after he called her out crazy like that by what he said to her, and she's still with him, they're going to be together.
And not just still with him, but professing her love to everybody.
Yes.
To everybody. And she's
I'm going to stick with this prediction.
I know we have problems, and she says to him, I know we have problems, but we know how to work it out. I believe they'll still be together.
Mm-hmm. I think so too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about Merla and Gil only because of the gossip, but if I had not heard that gossip, I don't know. I don't know if I think they would still be together, because I do think they're going to be together for the decision day. I think they're both.
Yes, Merle and Gil, Rachel and Jose will say yes on decision day. They'll make it on the couch, but I don't see them lasting 6 months to a year. No.
Interesting. Very interesting. All right. Well, that's it for all the couples. There was something I had to say about Bob, and I can't think of it right now. But I think of all the people that I probably have seen on Married at First Sight, I really like her. I mean, I loved Imani, and I love Imani and Woody.
Love them.
Love them. And remember how, and they started off right from the very beginning. And that's how I thought Johnny and Bao were going to go, even though there was something about Johnny. But I have always really liked her.
Mm-hmm.
Really, I really liked her, that she's a decent person. I like her personality. Yes, she is rigid about certain things, but her willingness to really try, and then her willingness just to want to be happy. It's simple. She's a simple person.
Girl, is that Bao behind you on your TV?
Oh shit, you scared. Girl,
what the hell is that? That shit's creepy as fuck.
That's the girl from nowhere. It's that Korean show. It's my Roku is flipping.
Jesus, I looked and I was like, what the hell is that? You talking about Bao and she pops up on the TV.
But when I turned around and I saw that smirky face, it really scared me. It was like
when it came up, I was scared myself. I was like, what the hell is that? What the hell is this bitch watching? Shit.
What?
Crazy.
I'm trying to watch it, but anyway. All right, so is that it? Is that it?
I think we're done until next week, folks.
Yeah,
until next time. Good. Ding da ding ding ding. Hello. Bing da bing ding ding da bing ding. Ding da bing ding ding da bing ding.